Welcome to the Top 5 for You YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the top 5 best instant cameras of 2021. Before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our channel for future uploads. The best Polaroid cameras and greatest instant cameras don't simply provide cheap entertainment, they also bring out the purity of photography. They free you from all the jargon about megapixels, burst modes, and dynamic range, allowing you to focus on the most important aspect of photography, shooting pictures. These aren't your grandfather's instant cameras, either. Newer models have cutting-edge capabilities like Wi-Fi connectivity. The thought of a Polaroid camera that can link to your smartphone, like Wi-Fi in a penny farthing, may seem outlandish. But it's understandable because you'll get the best of both worlds, a physical print to touch and a digital copy to save. While instant cameras will never match the quality of the top DSLRs or mirrorless cameras, they will provide some of the same capabilities. And don't forget about what makes instant photography so great. The whiteboarded Polaroid photo is an iconic image that almost everyone can recognize, and there's so much you can do with it. Frame it, hang it on the wall, pin it to the fridge. All of these possibilities feel a little more precious than putting a photo in a subfolder of a folder on a hard drive and forgetting about it. The top 5 best instant cameras for 2021 are as follows. Number 5. Fujifilm Instax Mini 11. The Fujifilm Instax Mini 11 is one of the most popular instant cameras on the market, replacing the Mini 9. Over the last decade, Fujifilm has successfully led the drive for a return to the delights and gratification of instant photography. It's probably as familiar to today's millennial generation as fellow legacy brands like Polaroid, thanks to cameras like the Instax Mini 11. Because the Instax Mini 11 doesn't reinvent the wheel, after all, point-and-shoot simplicity is the raison d'etre of instant cameras. You can pick it up and start using it right away provided you've figured out how to load the film cartridge correctly. It is one of the greatest cameras for kids because even a 10-year-old could accomplish it. But, regardless of your age, the pure joy and theater of its cogs spinning noisily and a print ejecting, the blank page slowly and magically revealing caught images, is pure gratification and theater. The anticipation and realization are both parts of the enjoyment of not knowing what you'll get and having to wait a minute or more to find out. And anything that makes us feel good is worth paying for. Instant camera results have traditionally been hit or miss over the years, and sure, part of the appeal is not knowing if our photograph will be a smash or a flop, especially without a preview screen. Fuji claims that the Instax Mini 11's onboard auto exposure mode, which detects ambient light when the shutter release is pressed and adjusts shutter speed and/or flash output accordingly, has reduced the risk of wasted film. Number 4. Fujifilm Instax Mini 40. The stunning Instax Mini 40 exemplifies the knockabout fun with a touch of lo-fi cool that Instax cameras are known for. The Mini 40 looks the part with its elegant black and silver accent, and it's wonderfully easy to use. You don't have any exposure adjustments or any controls at all, you simply point and shoot. This may be a little too basic for some people, but if you're the type that just wants to make immediate photographs without having to think about it, this is an excellent purchase. It's also a wonderful choice for kids because of its simplicity, they'll be able to get the hang of it quickly. Instax prints are smaller than Polaroids, but they still look amazing and develop in a fraction of the time. Furthermore, don't forget that the film is less expensive to purchase, and these savings will build up over time if you're a frequent shooter. The Fujifilm Instax Mini 40 is a great instant camera for both families and parties. Number 3. Polaroid Now. The Polaroid Now is a welcome addition to the Polaroid product line, as well as a worthy addition to the congested field of instant cameras. Its dual-lens autofocus technology and upgraded flash produce better image quality than the OneStep 2. But it lacks the other capabilities, such as Bluetooth connectivity and remote trigger, featured in the somewhat more expensive. The Polaroid Now, on the other hand, is hard to match for pure point-and-shoot simplicity, and while the Instax Mini 11 beats it on price, you'll definitely prefer the full-size square prints that Polaroid offers. And, as much as you'll enjoy the Instax range, there's nothing quite like the tactile feel of a huge, boxy Polaroid when shooting old-school instant film. If you don't require the OneStep Plus added features, the Polaroid Now is sure to wow. Number 2. Fujifilm Instax Square SQ6. An instant camera is a camera that employs self-developing film to produce a chemically developed print quickly after taking an image. The new Fujifilm Instax Square SQ6 instant camera is here to help you snap instant photographs. Now you have the freedom to live your life, have fun, and play. For instant photos, a simple action is required. Time passes. There will be so many priceless moments that you will never have again before you know it. The camera's 1:1 square format captures the beauty of each and every moment, allowing you to treasure those memories for a lifetime. It has a retractable lens, 2 components, 2 elements, f equals 65.75 mm, and a 1 minute 12 seconds and 6 milliseconds focal length. It takes about 90 seconds for the film to develop, varies depending on the ambient temperature. Shooting modes: auto, selfie, macro, landscape, double exposure, brightness adjustment, flash suppression, and self-timer mode are all available on the LED display. New capabilities and features have been added to the Fujifilm Instax Square SQ6 instant camera. With square format, there's no need to waste time deciding whether to photograph it in portrait or landscape. Simply pick up the camera and take a picture. There's plenty of room to set the scene at 1.3 times the size of Instax mini prints. It has an automated exposure control system. This feature brightens both the foreground and the backdrop of images taken in dim rooms or at night. It has a light and dark setting. Add a low-key or high-key effect to your photo by adjusting the brightness. The flash can be fitted with 3 color filters included. It comes with an inverted Galilean finder with 0.4x magnification and a target point. It has a 1.6 second 1/400 second preset electronic shutter release. The Fujifilm Instax Square SQ6 instant camera has a striking design and has been carefully built to provide you with the greatest performance possible. The size is ideal for on the go and fits almost anywhere. The attractive design is available in 3 different colors. There's also a selfie mode and a selfie mirror. In a mirror near to the lens, check the capture area of your selfie. Selfie mode sets the brightness and focal length to the optimal levels for taking selfies. You can use the macro mode to capture subjects from a distance of 30 cm to 50 cm. You can use the double exposure option to capture an artistic shot, with 2 images in the same print by pressing the shutter twice. Self-timer is controlled electronically, has a 10-second delay, and can be halted in the middle of the run. Number 1. Polaroid Originals OneStep Plus. The OneStep Plus from Polaroid Originals looks a lot like the OneStep 2 from last year. It does, however, have several capabilities that its less expensive sister lacks, including a precise focus for portraits and Bluetooth control via a phone app. It's more expensive than the $100 OneStep 2, but it's well worth it when you consider how much more creative power it gives you. For the OneStep 2, Polaroid Originals went back to a vintage 1970s aesthetic, which they have carried through to the OneStep Plus. The camera is made of black plastic and has a rainbow pattern underneath the lens. It's nearly identical in size to the OneStep 2, measuring 4.3 by 3.7 by 5.9 inches, HWD, and weighing around a pound when loaded and ready to fire. An optical viewfinder is used to frame shots. Even when utilizing the camera's new portrait lens, even though it's offset from the lens, you didn't find parallax to be an issue. Other controls on the dash include EV compensation, which can be adjusted in one stop in either direction, and a plus button that enables the Bluetooth system and glows solid blue when connected to a phone. Underneath the flash is the shutter release. It's a huge red button that's easy to overlook and can be pressed with your index finger. When held down, a button on the back, in line with the shutter, disables the flash. Above it is a micro USB charging port and a bright red on and off switch. The lever to switch between the 2 focus modes is located on the top. There are 2 options, remote and close. The former is distinguished by symbols depicting a tree and 2 figures, whilst the latter is distinguished by a single figure. For most photographs, you'll want to use the distance setting, but if you're leaning in close to a subject, you'll want to use the single person setting. The film is loaded from the front. With current materials, you get 8 shots per pack. The number of shots left in the pack is indicated by a group of 8 orange LED lights on the top. The OneStep Plus can utilize either Polaroid 600 or I-type film, but even if you choose the more expensive 600 stock, which costs more since it includes a battery in the film pack that powers antique Polaroid cameras, you'll still need to charge the OneStep Plus's internal battery. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.